Good morning. Dude, I had the wildest conversation last night. But first, rice field update. I wanted to share two things. First is that so I was talking with a guy here that I have met. Call him a friend. I was talking with a friend here, and I'm gonna try to not reveal too much. But we went to dinner a couple days ago, and we were talking about women and what else. And he's been talking to this girl. And wait, let me first contrast it. At dinner, he was like, the fact that you have to stay in a shared room here. I think I said this in yesterday's video. It's like the fact that you have to stay in a shared room means basically he was like, weaving his way around it, but it's like basically you don't have the opportunities to just like jack off, and so because of that, he's like, you just feel so much more confident and so much better. And so anyway, he's been talking with this girl, and he gets a private room. One of the there's like shared rooms, and there's private rooms. And he books a private room, and he brings the girl over. And that was last night, and or sorry, that was like 2 nights ago. And last night I was like, so like, how'd it go? And he was like it was good, but honestly, I don't remember exactly what he said. He was like, honestly, like, it wasn't working. And I was like, say more. And he's like, I don't feel as, I feel like I've lost my interest in other people. And he's like, just like the fact that like he released, essentially. He's like, yeah, I was talking with these two like Italian girls today, like this afternoon, and I just like, the conversation just like wasn't good. Like I just wasn't interested. And I was like, this is so interesting. I have basically again had the exact same learnings. And another thing he said, he was like, that energy that you get when you don't release. He was like, I kind of want to keep that. And I was like, so interesting. It has been fascinating to see someone else come to like the same takeaway, the same learnings, the same insights, like basically step by step that I have. Fascinating. The other thing I wanted to talk about today, the wild conversation, which is related to this. I'm at Nirvana, and I just do a recovery sauna ice bath, and I walk to the pool, and I grab a lounge chair, and there's this girl in the pool listening to headphones. I'm like, oh, is anyone sitting here? She's like, oh, no, and so I sit down, and we make like a second eye contact, and I was just kind of like looking around, whatever, trying to recover from the sauna. And I'm like, all right, now I have to say something, And so I'm like, oh, what are you listening to? And she's like, oh, it's a message from my mentor. And I was like, oh, what's it about? She laughs, pauses, and then goes, like spirituality, tantra, sexual energy, and something else. And I was like, oh. And so anyway, roundabout, like, we talked about traveling and like, oh, how long are you here for, or whatever. Um, but long story short, we ended up talking about, it was mostly her talking, but she was sharing her like spirituality and like sexual energy awakening, and yeah, like used to be very religious, broke away from the church, went through a whole like independence, like feminist type of mindset, and now is like back to like my body is a temple, and like uh, giving away your energy, sexual energy is like sacred. And it was fast. She was very open about it, and it's something she's like just started to share on social media. Um, and it's like her sister got pissed at her and like burned the bridges with her. It's like, anyway, all that happened last night, and she was asking me. I was like, have you done any of like spirituality or like sexual energy, whatever? I was like, oh boy, you're not as open, or you're a lot more open than I am. Um, I was like, I've done some of the like Taoist principles. Read a book by Mantak Chia. I forget the name of the book, but yeah, and she was like, what kind of insights have you had from that? I was like, I've never verbalized this, but I'll share here just because. Basically said, the biggest insight I've had from my own journey here is I always previously thought that sexual arousal and release are connected. And so it's like, if you get sexually aroused, like you have to let it go, you know? And what I've learned from my own journey here, what I've done, is that you can create a space between those two things. You can create a gap where you can be sexually aroused and not release, or choose not to release, and you can make that happen with a very grounded, physical, concrete, like step 1, 2, 3 type of action, essentially. Because I think a lot of the men's space advice is like, oh, just like get your mind off of it, or like breathe deeply. And it's like you're fighting the mind with the mind, and when the mind is in a sexually aroused state, it's like you're not going to win, you know? And so I think you have to fight the mind with the body, and that is what like the practice is that I learned. So anyway, a lot of like pelvic floor contractions, other like contracting other muscles, and like visualizing energy flowing around. But anyway, that's my video for today. I was like, I'm deep in a conversation about sexual energy, casual sex, and whatever. This random woman I just met at the pool, like, what is going on? So, I feel like such a such a like Bali energy type of story. But anyway, I'm gonna go to a coffee shop. See you. Bye.